Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Dr. VKR all about civil engineering. Before going to the today's content, I request everyone to like, share and subscribe our channel Dr. VKR all about civil engineering. Now let us move on to the today's content. So today we are going to discuss about the GATE civil engineering and that too in the exam preparation strategy, especially the subject wise weightage. Few of our subscribers have asked to give the topic wise weightage also in each and every subject. So for that we have come with this video. Now let us move on to the actual content. Before going to this one, first let us understand the what are the marks given in the past 5 years for various subjects. So if you observe here, GATE civil engineering subject wise weightage from 21 to 25. So here these are the subjects and the year wise marks and the average I have given here. So if you observe here, general aptitude 15, 14, 15, 15, 15, overall it is 14.5. That means every year we are getting on average 15 only, and mathematics is 13. So these two together are 28. Remaining 72 marks are for the core subject. So since our core subject is civil engineering, let us discuss about the subject wise weightage for the civil engineering subjects. Especially the geotechnical engineering 15, 13, 16, 14, 16, on an average 14.8. That means we can expect 15 marks. But more or less on an average we may get in between 12 to 16 marks. This is the weightage of the geotechnical engineering. Out of 100 marks, 16 marks for this one. Similarly, environmental engineering, if you see, it is around 9.8. We can expect from 8 to 11 or 8 to 12 also. Similarly, transportation engineering around 7 to 9 it will be. And fluid mechanics and hydraulics it will be around 7.8. That means 7 to 9 marks we can get easily from the fluid mechanics and hydraulics. Irrigation and hydrology we are going to get on an average 5 marks. So 4 to 7 marks we can rely on this one. Structural analysis, if you observe, it is around 5.6 is the past 5 years of average. So in general we will get 4 to 7 marks, or sometimes it is 8 marks also. This is how we have the weightage for various subjects. Now let us move on to the remaining subject. So here geomatics engineering, it is nothing but the surveying also. Previously we used to call surveying, now it is known as the geomatics engineering. So consistently we are going to have the 5 marks. In some 1 year 2022 it is 8 marks, and RCC is around 4 to 5 marks. Steel structures around 3 to 5 marks, because that last year it has been given to 5 marks and 2 marks in the 2022. Solid mechanics will be around 3 point. If you observe the solid mechanics, we are having the highest marks for the 23 years, 7 marks. But most of the times it will be less only, 2 to 3 marks. And construction materials and management, for the past 3 years they have not asked. And engineering mechanics, past 2 years they have not asked. So here we can expect 1 mark question if they want to give. Otherwise it will be 0 only. So whatever the values I have given in both the slides is in every year, like 23, 24, 25 if you take, we are going to have the number of sessions. So average of those sessions only I am giving here. So the same weightage may not be there for this year 2026. It depends. If they want to give more, they can give, otherwise it will be reduced. But more or less, if you see the statistical data of the past 5 years, these are the average values. Similarly, now let us move on to the subject wise weightage. As we discussed, engineering mathematics carries 13 marks. So here we are having the various topics like linear algebra, calculus, ordinary differential equations, partial differential equations, probability and statistics, numerical methods. Now in this one, the expected weightage from the subject and the expected marks, these are the topics which we need to focus more. So out of 13 marks, weightage will be given like this. 2 to 3 marks will be for the linear algebra, and that too we need to focus on matrices, system of linear equations, eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Calculus, again it is going to have the 2 to 3 marks expected. Limits, continuity, differentiation, integration, partial derivation and multiple integrals. Similarly, ordinary differential equations, first order, higher order equations and its applications. Partial differential equations, 1 mark we can expect from this one. It is ET equation, wave equation and Laplace equation. Out of these 3, 1 question we may get. Probability and statistics, again it will be 2 marks, and sometimes we got for 3 marks also. So the main topics which we need to focus are probability theory, random variables, distribution and hypothesis testing. And in the numerical methods, the weightage is around 20%, so expected score is 2 to 3 marks. Interpolation, numerical integration, solution of equations, numerical differentiation, all these are for the engineering mathematics. So here, whatever the weightages we have discussed or expected marks, this may be shuffled a little bit. Here, whatever the 1 mark we are having for partial differentiation, sometimes we may get for 2 marks and the other component may be reduced. This is how the engineering mathematics is going to be. Now let us move on to the core engineering, that is civil engineering. As we discussed, the highest weightage has been given to the geotechnical engineering. Let us move on to highest to lowest. So geotechnical engineering, more or less we are getting 14 to 16 marks, but sometimes we may get for 12 marks also. So here again we are having number of topics. Out of those, let us see how each topic is going to have the weightage. The first one is soil properties and classification. The expected weightage is 15%. So the expected marks is 2 marks. So from which topics we can get the question is index properties, soil classification, consistency, limits. Mostly we will get the numerical problem. Sometimes if they want to give 3 marks from this topic, then we may have the 1 mark theory question also. This theory bit may be from the soil formation, weathering of rocks or transportation agents. Like this also we can get the 1 mark question, and based on the CUCC values also we may have the 1 mark theory question. And consistency indices, index property, soil classification, we can expect the numerical problem, and 3-phase diagram problems also we can expect. Similarly, permeability and seepage, the weightage is 15% out of this 12 to 16. So we are getting around 2 marks. Darcy's law, flow net and seepage analysis are very important for the problem solving, and factors affecting the permeability may be one of the option for the 1 mark theory question. And compaction and consolidation, 15% is the expected weightage, marks we can get 2 marks. So since we are clubbing the compaction and consolidation, we may expect 3 marks also here, because from the compaction we may get the theory or numerical, and consolidation theory and settlement calculation problem will be there. Most of the times we are going to get the problem on the degree of consolidation, time factor related things, and settlement calculation. And here only we are going to have the effective stress also. So effective stress also carries the weightage here. 1 or 2 marks we can get from the effective stress also. Then shear strength of the soil, so where the weightage is more for the topic, and here you can expect the various parameters like Moore-Coulomb theory and the shear parameters, what are the C and phi theoretical concepts, and the 4 different tests we are having for the shear parameters: direct shear test, triaxial test, unconfined, and vane shear test. From this you can expect the 1 numerical and 1 theory question, that is 1 2 marks question and 1 mark question. Similarly, if you see the other topics, earth pressure theories, we can get the 1 to 2 marks, Rankins, Coulombs, or active and passive earth pressures. And here we are going to have the critical depth formulas also for the clays, that is also very important. And stability of slopes, we are having the types of slopes, stability analysis, and factor of safety for different conditions. And foundation engineering, we are having 2 to 3 highest weightage when compared to the other topic, because we are having the shallow and deep foundation. Bearing capacity theories, Terzagh, Meyerhoffs, and IS code is also should be included. Shallow or deep foundations, pile foundations, in this one load, capacity, group action, settlement, and negative skin friction. Then soil improvement techniques, occasionally they may ask, especially from grouting, compaction, and drainage method, theoretical question, not the numerical. And here another topic which we need to include is soil exploration. So we may expect the area ratio, inside clearance, outside clearance, and some SPT values problems, or we may have the 1 mark theory question also. That is also one of the important topic for the gate point of view. So this is how the geotechnical engineering frame. As we discussed, it is going to be 12 to 16 marks. On an average we can get 14 or 15 marks also. Please focus on this topic so that you can cover the major portion of the core engineering. Now let us move on to the next one. Next highest weighted subject is environmental engineering, which carries 8 to 10. In general we can get the 10 marks on an average. So in this one again we are having the number of topics: water supply engineering, wastewater engineering, air pollution and control, solid waste management. In this one the major component will be wastewater and the water supply engineering. So in the water supply engineering, what are the sources of water, how to treat the water, and what are the various stages, especially the filter design and all these things, slow sand filter, rapid sand filters, distribution network, or how water is going to be distributed, and quality standards, one of the important aspect for the gate point of view. And related to the wastewater, again 2 to 3 marks we can expect. The weightage is 20%. Sewage treatment, disposal characteristics, and BOD COD, especially the numerical, we can expect here 2 marks. And from the water supply engineering also we can expect the numerical. And air pollution and control, here we can have the theoretical concepts, sources, effects, control devices, and various standards. Wherever you are getting the standards, please focus on that one, because 1 mark theory question, they are the best one to look for. And solid waste management, again we are having the collection of the solid waste, how to dispose that one, and how to treat the solid waste. Landfill design, here we may not expect the design aspects, but still we need to see the formulas and other important aspects. Then coming to the next part of the environmental engineering, noise pollution, environmental impact assessment, miscellaneous, that is disinfection, sludge, etc., and water quality and standard. Out of these four, first three are may be given or may not be given, but still we need to take care of these topics. Like in noise pollution, how to measure the noise pollution, what are its effects, how to control the noise pollution. In environmental impact assessment, what is the process of EIA, mitigation methods, legal aspects, and miscellaneous, disinfection methods, sludge treatment. Anyhow, these methods we are going to have in the treatment of the water and wastewater. So again, last one, the drinking water standard testing and parameters, very important. Here you can expect 1 to 2 marks here without fail. We are going to get from the standards point of view. For each parameter, what are the permissible and allowable standards. Then we are having the transportation engineering. This is typically 8 to 9 I have given, but sometimes we may have 6 to 10 also. And in this one, again we are having the highway engineering. The expected weightage is 30, pavement materials and design 20, traffic engineering is expected weightage is 20. So out of 9 marks, so this carries 70% of the total weightage. That means if they have given for 9 marks, then 6 marks is from these 3 topics only. So the expected marks also the similar way, either the least of 6 or maximum of 9. Sometimes it may be slight fluctuated also. So the focused areas are, in highway engineering we are having the geometric design, cross section, side distances, that is stopping side and overtaking side distances, super elevation, horizontal or vertical curves. So from this one we can expect 2 marks question numerical and 1 mark theory question also. And pavement materials and design, bituminous material and aggregates also there, for testing of the bituminous and aggregate materials, and then standards and the values also, for which type of layer, what is the required value of the given parameter. Impact, if I want to go for subgrade and subbase, what is the permissible limit, like that we need to understand those ranges also. Then design of the flexible and rigid pavement using the IRC codes, and especially in the rigid pavement, the stresses and everything also we need to focus. Then CBR is also one of the most important topic for the gate point of view for the flexible design method, flexible pavement design. Then traffic engineering, we can get up to around 2 to 3 marks. So traffic studies, flows, speed, density, intersection, signals, road marking, and signs. So if you observe this one, we can get 1-2 marks question, especially the design of intersection or design of the traffic signal. These two are very important for the 2 mark numerical question, and 1 mark theory question we may get from the remaining topics. Similarly, in the transportation engineering, the remaining topics are highway construction and maintenance, railway engineering, airport engineering, and tunnel engineering. So airport and tunnel occasionally we are getting. Just go through the previous year question papers, based on that one you can understand. Then highway construction and maintenance is one of the important one, where we are getting 1 to 2 marks. Construction methods, drainage, and maintenance of the highway, these methods we need to know, especially the construction methods, each and every type of the highway or each type of the road, what are the various layers, how to construct that one, what is the sequence, everything, and how to provide the drainage, everything we need to understand. Then railway engineering, we may get the 1 mark, 2 1 mark question or 1 2 mark question also. Sometimes we may get 3 marks also from this one, based on the person who set the question paper. So here you are going to have the design, geometric design, very important, and the calculation of the permanent way and other important theory concepts also. In airport engineering, as I mentioned, 0 to 1 mark, sometimes they may not give also, but we need to check these topics, especially runway orientation, taxiway, geometric design concept, tunnel alignment and construction methods for the tunnel engineering. So these are the various topics that should be covered in case of the transportation engineering. Now let us move on to the fluid mechanics and hydraulics. The weightage is going to be around 7 to 9 marks. So properties of the fluid, fluid statics, kinematics, dynamics of flow, dimensional analysis and similitude. So the expected weightages have been given here, 15, 15, 15, first to 3, 1 to 2 marks we can get. Especially in the properties of the fluid, we need to understand the basic properties. What is density, viscosity, surface tension, compressible. Here you may expect the problem also on the surface tension, or we are going to have the theoretical bits. In fluid statics, we are going to have the pressure measurement, hydrostatic forces, buoyancy, stability of floating bodies, meta center, everything we are going to have here. So please practice the problems on this topic. Kinematics and dynamics of flow. Again, we are going to have the types of flow, continuity equation, Bernoulli's equation, energy and momentum principles. All important equations are going to be here. So we can expect the numerical question from this topic. Then dimensional analysis and similitude, mostly they will focus on Buckingham's pi theorem and model studies. If Buckingham's pi theorem, it is theoretical. Model studies we may test it for numerical type questions also. Then the remaining topics are flow through pipes, open channel flow, hydraulic machines, measurement of flow. So out of these two carries the more weightage, flow through pipes and open channel flow. Here the flow through pipes means we are having the losses, major losses and minor losses. What is hydraulic gradient, pipe network problems, everything we need to take care. In open channel flow, there are few important topics like what is the type of flow, critical depth and specific energy, hydraulic jump, where we can expect the one numerical question. And here most economical channel section also we may expect the numerical question from the topic also, either the 1 mark theory or 2 marks numerical. Then hydraulic machines, we are having the pumps, turbines, efficiency and its classification. A classification of the pumps, especially application point of view we need to see, and sometimes we may expect the 2 marks or 1 mark numerical question also from this one related to the efficiencies. And measurement of flow, venturi meter, orifice meter, notches, that is various types of the notches and wears also. We can expect one question or sometimes may not be also. This is the various, this is for the subject of fluid mechanics and hydraulics. Then hydrology and irrigation. So the weightage is around 3 to 7 marks. On an average, we can expect 4 to 6 also. So hydrologic cycle and precipitation, the weightage will be 15. 1 mark damn sure question we are going to get from this one. Hydrologic cycle, forms and measurement of precipitation and abstract losses, everything is going to be covered. Then infiltration and evapotranspiration, here we may have 1 mark question or 0. Infiltration indices, evaporation, evapotranspiration, these things we need to cover. Then runoff and hydrograph analysis, very important. Here I have given 1, but sometimes they may ask for the 2 marks question also related to the hydrograph. So unit hydrograph, S-curve, flood estimation, stream flow measurement, these are the topics which we need to look for. Then groundwater hydrology, aquifers, well hydraulics, Darcy's law, we may expect 1 mark theory or problem from this one. Then flood routing and reservoir capacity. So the topics which we need to focus is channel and reservoir routing and storage estimation. Storage estimation we may expect. And irrigation methods and water requirements, damn sure question from this topic, especially the water requirement, duty, delta, estimation of evapotranspiration, everything we need to see. Then canal design and regulation. In general, this is like a not mandatory, but we need to be prepared. Lined or unlined canals, canal losses, regulation works, everything we need to see. And dams, weirs and spillways, we are having the gravity dams, spillway types, design principles. 1 mark theory question we can expect from this one. Drainage and water logging, so causes, remedies, drainage systems, everything we need to see, all the theoretical concepts. So sometimes we may have the 1 mark question also from this one. Then geomatics or surveying, very important and easy to score also, this subject especially. So before going for the remaining subject explanation, I request everyone to like, share and subscribe our channel Dr. VKR all about civil engineering. Now let us move on to the geomatics. So here we are having the principles of surveying where we can expect one question without fail. So in this one, especially the errors and measurement techniques, accuracy. So from this one you can expect the one numerical and theory also we can expect. Chain and compass surveying, traversing, bearing, local attraction. So these topics may attract 1 or 2 marks question from this one. Whatever the marks I am giving, these are not going to be mandatory. Sometimes the fluctuation will be on a higher side or lower side also. Leveling and contouring, mostly we will get one problem from this one, either the level or contour characteristics theoretical part. If it is from leveling, mostly we are getting the numerical or theory from the contour characteristics. Theodolite surveying, traversing and measurement of the horizontal and vertical angles, 0 to 1 the expected marks, but we can expect one question. Then tachymetry, principle, stadium method, applications, you can have the 1 mark theory or numerical. Then curves, most of the times we can get the 1 mark question from this topic, simple, compound, reverse and transition curves and the basic elements of the simple curve, its formulas, everything we need to understand. And most important, the recent inclusions in the geomatics or the surveying is photogrammetry and remote sensing. So we can expect 2 to 3 marks also sometimes because of this image interpretation. Numerical problem will be there for 2 marks or theory questions will be there for 1 to 2 marks. Very important. One should focus on this photogrammetry and remote sensing. Without the question from this topic, they are not giving the gate question paper. Then modern surveying techniques like EDM, total station, GPS, GIS, basics. These things we need to have for 1 mark. Mandatory question from these two. From these two you can expect 3 marks. Out of the weightage of 6 marks, 50% will be covered from these two topics only. So please focus on these two topics of photogrammetry, remote sensing and modern surveying techniques. Then let us move on to the strength of materials. Weightage is 2 to 4 marks. So if you observe here, I have given the marks for everything. Previously I have mentioned 0 to 1, but why I have given is because we can't predict here. Since the weightage is less, they are going to keep on shuffling the topics. So simple stresses and strains, 1 mark we can expect. Stress strain relationships, Hooke's law, Poisson's ratio, thermal stresses. So all these things we need to focus, especially the thermal stresses and relation between the elastic constants also we need to focus. Stress strain relationships, they may ask for the 1 mark theory question from the graph. Then bending moment and shear, we can expect one question from the shear force and bending moment diagram. So sometimes occasionally they may ask for the thrust diagram also, that also one of the important one. And how they can frame the question is, they will give the bending moment diagram and we need to identify the actual loading diagram, reverse engineering. That is also we should be prepared. So like this we are having. And then bending and shear stresses in beams. So flexural stresses, shear stress distribution, especially the related to the distribution and formulas we are having. They will give one section like a rectangular I section, how the shear is going to be distributed along the depth of the section and how the bending is going to be distributed. Like this they may ask for the distribution diagrams also. Then torsion of the shafts, torsional equation, power transmission and angle of twist. Mostly we can focus on power transmission or the angle of twist. It depends again. So the continuation to the strength of materials, principal stresses and Mohr circle, 1 mark, where we are going to have the principal planes and the maximum shear and Mohr circle also. In the Mohr circle theoretical questions we can expect they will give 2 values and we need to identify the center of the Mohr circle. Like that numerical also we can expect. Deflection of the beams, we are having the various methods. Out of those methods, double integration, Macaulay's and moment area method frequently they are asking. So please check this method. And here they may not go for the in-depth analysis. At least you should have the basic equations and the procedure so that you can answer. And sometimes they may give the theoretical question also. Columns and studs, in this one Euler's theory, buckling and effective length. And effective length for various end conditions, both end fixed, one end is free, another end is fixed, one end is fixed, other end is injured. Like this we are having the 4 different conditions. For those things, effective length and the slenderness ratio also, radius of gyration, all these things are important. Then combined stresses, mostly these topics are not that important, but still we can't predict. So axial plus bending and eccentric loading. Then theory of failure, 0 to 1 marks expected. Maximum stress strain energy theories. If you observe here, we have given marks for every topic because it is unpredictable from which area we are going to get, because it weightage is less and they may select any of the topics also. Then structural analysis, the typical weightage range is 4 to 7, so you may expect some 8 to 9 also sometimes. So in this one, highest weightage is for the analysis of determinant structures, where the expected marks are 1 to 2. The topics which we need to focus are trusses, beams, frames, support, reaction, shear force and bending moment diagrams for the determinant structures. And in the indeterminate structures, we need to determine what are the methods we are having, like moment distribution, slope, deflection, flexibility and stiffness methods, like this. And here influence lines also we need to see. So for beams and trusses, moving loads also there. And matrix method of structural analysis, stiffness and flexibility matrices, this also we need to understand. Then we are having the arches and cable, where the weightage is very less, 3-inch arches or cable structures. Moving loads and maximum shear, we can expect one question from this topic, determination of maximum values under the moving loads. Deflection of beams and frames, so already we have discussed this one. In this one, the conjugate beam method has been added. This is also one of the important method, because by using this method we can solve the problem very quickly. Then plastic analysis of structures, rarely we can get the question from this, like collapse load, plastic hinge and mechanism. Miscellaneous are energy methods like Castiglione's theorem, unit load method. These are the remaining miscellaneous topics. So in this one, we need to focus on these topics. And here determination of the kinematic indeterminacy and static indeterminacy also very important. They will give a portal frame with the hinges in between, and they are going to ask us calculate the indeterminacy of the structure. So we need to calculate that one also, one of the most important topic which we can expect in the GATE exam. Then coming to the steel structures, the typical weightage is 2 to 5, but mostly it will be given to 2 to 3 marks. Sometimes we may have the 5 marks also. Then in this one, design of tension members, design of compression members, connections, especially bolted and welded, are the most important topics. In this one, tension members, what is the net area and rupture, and yielding, block, shear, failure, how it is going to be, you need to determine. Then compression members, design, buckling, slenderness ratio, effective length calculations. And design of beams, we are having the lateral supported or unsupported beams, web buckling, shear and bending and deflection criteria, determination of these parameters. And in case of the connections, we are having the types, design, eccentric connections, failure modes. Most of the times we can get the question from the connections. Then the other important topics are plate girders and trusses, plastic analysis of beams and frames, column bases, miscellaneous built-up sections, like this. So in this one, you can go through the design of plate girders, stiffness, truss analysis, collapse load, plastic hinge formation, what is the mechanism for that one, slab base and gusseted base design also, lacing, battening and built-up columns. Here they may not ask for the in detail design, but they will ask the critical simple points which we need to understand for the GATE point of view. If you see the previous past 5 to 7 years of question papers of the GATE, then you can understand what are how the questions are going to be framed on the steel structure subject. Then reinforced cement concrete, 4 to 5 marks, the typical one. So here you are going to have the limit state design concept, working stress, limit state, partial safety factors. 1 mark we can expect from the theory point of view. Then 2 marks numerical we can expect from the design of beams. High-weightage subject topic here in this RCC. Singly or double reinforcement, shear, bond, torsion, everything we need to understand. Here the what is development length, how to get the development length as per the IS code, everything we need to understand, theory concepts also. And design of the slabs, we can expect one question, that is one-way slab or two-way slab, and the yield line theory. Then design of columns also, short and long columns, axial or eccentric loading. So if you observe here 4 to 5, and again some more topics are there in RCC, but still these are the important topics which we should not neglect. Then continuation to the RCC, footings and foundation, serviceability, that is deflection and cracking, detailing and ductility, pre-stressed concrete, We can expect one theory question from the pre-stressed concrete because they are focusing on this topics also recently. Then design footings and foundations is very difficult here, isolated combined and draft footing design. Then serviceability, especially the deflection limits, crack width, everything we need to understand as with respect to the IS code. Please go through the IS code so that you will have the clarity on this topic, and we need to remember the formulas also. And detailing and ductility, anchorage, lap splices, then ductile detailing, everything we need to understand. Then engineering mechanics, here if you observe 0 to 1 marks, because for the past few years they are not giving the marks or questions from the engineering mechanics. But however, it is one of the important subject, because once the mechanics is understood, then only we can move on to the solid mechanics, then only we can move on to the structural analysis. Then we are going to have the steel and concrete. Like that, it is going to be the prerequisite for most of the courses. That's why it is very important to go through this one. Most of the times we may expect the free body diagrams concept. So, and equilibrium of particles, rigid bodies, equations, 2D and 3D forces, laws of friction and ladder problems. If they want to test us, they may give the theory or ladder problem here. And centroid and composite areas, center of mass and centroid, very important for the remaining subjects also, not only here. And work energy method for the equilibrium condition related to the virtual work principle. These are the few topics, and here you may expect or you may not. Sometimes the weightage may be more also, 2 to 3 marks also. And another one is construction materials and management. So one of the least weighted subject in the gate point of view is construction materials and management, where it carries 0 to 1 mark. So construction materials you may get from the topics like properties and testing of cement, concrete, steel, bricks, stone, timber, bitumen, all these things, one theory question you may get. And concrete technology, mixed design, workability, curing and testing topics, 1 mark we may get, if at all they give. And construction equipment, what are the various equipments we are having, like earth movers, cranes, concrete mixers, vibrators, everything we need to go through. And you can expect one question from the CPM and PERT, especially the numerical if they want to test from this subject. Then it is project planning and scheduling, especially the CPM, critical path method, and program evaluation and review, project evaluation and review technique, PERT. Then construction management, cost estimation, safety, quality control, we may expect 1 mark, or if not, otherwise it is 0 only. So these are the subjects we are having for, and their subtopics weightage also. Hope this video is useful to everyone. I request everyone to share this video, those who are preparing for the GATE exam, and I request everyone to like, share and subscribe our channel. From the next videos onwards, we are going to start our GATE content, especially the previous year question solutions, starting from the highest weighted subject, that is geotechnical engineering. Stay tuned to our channel, Dr. VKR, all about civil engineering. Thank you all.